All right. Hey, Gemini, this will be your second half of June tarot reading. And we will do two sections. I'm going to do love first, and then after that, we'll take a look at work and career, things like that, separate. So we'll go ahead and start with love. And this is for the second half of June. So like June 15th through June 30th. And happy birthday to all Geminis out there also. I should have said that in the first June video that I did. I always forget that. So, and I have some very important Geminis in my life, so I shouldn't be forgetting to say happy birthday on these videos. All right, so let's see what's going on for the sign of Gemini in love. Let's do, okay. Gemini, love. Okay. Your last reading was highly interesting. I still remember that, and I honestly I do so many readings. It's like I usually don't, like, they don't stick out. Like, I don't remember, even like for my own sign and stuff. I forget, but I do remember yours. Your first part of June. It was a very interesting reading. Okay, so this one, however, has a little deeper tone. So let's take a look. These are very photo. These cards are very high on pictorial images. So just give me a minute to take a look here. All right, so actually I'm going to lay down the second part because I don't want to start on something if that's not the right thing. Okay, all right. Because there is a choice involved here as your outcome, so I want to make sure I'm on the right track before I go forward. I think I have the story, but I want to make sure. What's going on the other side, please? What's going on the other side? Love coming towards Gemini, please. Love coming towards Gemini. Second half of June, please. Second half of June. Not right now, second half of June, please. Second half of June. Okay. All right. So there may be a few troubles going on here. It looks like it's not like I'm just gonna say from the start. It's not a super positive reading, but it may be somewhat of an important reading. And typically, the way these things usually turn out, as I like follow along through journeys of people's love things and stuff like that, they sometimes the lesser readings, the ones that aren't so great, almost always turn into much better down the road. So, okay, so in this particular one, I see your energy right now as being a little bit remorseful for falling prey to something. Okay, that's kind of the vibe I am getting from this. And you do have this Two of Pentacles also, which is about making choices, all right? And the thing I love about this Two of Pentacles is, especially in a love reading, is there's this loyal dog in the background, and he's like, his tail is up and wagging, and, he's, he or she, whatever, the dog, has brought like a little sack lunch, that they're taking to, their owner, whatever, the person they love, it's a loyal dog, bringing this like little, it's like bringing a doggy bag to the person, so I think that's really, really cool. To me, this is like walking a very tight line, if you will, it could be juggling two people. It could just be juggling a decision. But somebody here in this decision is loyal to you, okay? and they kind of don't know what's going on. They're like all happy and wagging their tail, and they will follow you till the ends of the earth, you know, that sort of thing. So, and I think that that may be why you might be in this kind of mode, because I think you know that. And in fact, somebody else had a very similar energy in their reading. So if you cross watch and you see it, that'll, you know, make sense. I can't remember. It might have been Libra. I'm not sure. It could have been Cancer. I don't know. Anyway, but you know, to me, this is a person with choices, you know, and this person, you know, has like this wolf. It's very similar reading to that other person's, but it's a little different card, but it's kind of the same vibe. You know, it's like, I feel like this person feels like, again, remorse for falling prey to something, but that something is a big presence, you know, in their lives. So one is a wolf, one is a very loyal. Okay. So your obstacles are, oh boy, cross watchers are going to have fun with you, Gemini, and I'm sorry. So, but your obstacles, and again, Gemini, this could be you, you know, maybe something's going on with your partner. I don't know, but this is kind of in your energy. So I don't, you know, so it could go either way. So cross watchers, don't immediately assume that Gemini is cheating, because this could be the other person, you know, so I'm not sure. But we have the Three of Cups, and it might not even be cheating. Although I do see two, you know, a choice between two situations here that are probably people. But, and we have the obstacles as the Three of Cups, which is in tarot typically a third party kind of situation. Not necessarily, though. It sometimes just is about a little bit too much overindulgence and a little bit too much fun. Next to the Moon card here, that could be very well the situation. Maybe the obstacles are you are partying a little too much. You are overindulging. You know, the Moon card, you know, sometimes can signify things like, you know, darker things like drugs and stuff like that. You know, we have drinking here, you know, partying, you know, that sort of thing. So that could be your obstacles. If that's not, and that doesn't sound right, then, you know, the other thing this can also be is, again, it's secrets. The Moon is secrets. And wow, look, oh, wow. The dog and the wolf are in this scenario. Okay. So to me, this screams third party. I usually don't go there, guys, but this is pretty cut and dry clear. Okay. That this is, you know, a choice, you know, between, you know, we have this, again, the wolf showing up, the loyal dog showing up. You know, this is the untamed side of you. Although, you know, it could be the other thing too, because if it is the other thing, drinking and drugs or whatever, you know, that sort of thing, then this is, you know, this is the untamed side of self. And this is the loyal self saying, you know, no, you know, be happy, wag your tail, you know, don't go do bad things, you know. So either way, you know, it screams both of those things. So whichever one may or may not fit your situation, it's a general reading, but those are the obstacles. Okay. And they're pretty clear. And you end up, unfortunately, you know, at this crossroads, you know, you still have this choice to make. Now, I will say in the background, again, is that wolf lurking. You know, the wolf is lurking back here, and, you know, it's like ready to pounce, basically. And, you know, she's looking kind of hot, you know, with her skirt up and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this could just be, you know, to me, it's like you got one person who's like probably loyal and like really kind of sincere. And then you have one that's just sort of like, maybe they have a lot of magnetism and stuff. And, you know, you feel sexy around them, you know, that kind of deal. But they are a wolf, you know. And there is the term lone wolf, you know, for a reason. So, and wolves attack prey, you know, so, you know, that I'm just saying. You know? Okay, so either way, though, there is this choice. So the wolf could be the wolf at the door, too, metaphorically. So, you know, whatever this is, this sort of indulgence or this third party or, you know, drugs, alcohol, you know, whatever, the wolf is at the door and it is time to make a choice, okay? So that is kind of what this is saying. I think you're almost there, but I don't think you've made your choice yet, okay, with this card. As far as what you are dealing with, Okay. All right. So the one that has the wolf, okay, like the one, like I said, you're kind of dealing with two people here, from what I see. And if not, then this probably reading is not for you. So, but if you are, then let's follow this through and see. So, the one that is more like the wolf, not the loyal, happy-go-lucky one. They they kind of see this as a conquering victory, okay? So, and that doesn't mean that there's not like emotion there for you, or that they used you, or anything like that. I don't mean to sound like that, but in a sense, though, it is. It's like they feel very in command of you, and in command. And not that you're weak. I don't mean to say that either, because I don't see that. It's just that that's the way you make them feel. It's like you have this like intelligence that attracts them. You have this like this logic that attracts them. They like that about you, and it makes them like feel better. Like they want to incorporate that into themselves and like tame their lower nature by being with you. Okay. The other person feels very out in the cold. I have a feeling this is more the person that you are more connected with in the relationship. Okay. That's probably the loyal person. And they are, not feeling too good right now. They, in fact, wow, in this picture, the dog's all happy and oh, here's lunch, and in this picture, this dog is like snarling and angry and like, chasing this person out of the home. All right. So they are not happy. They feel, they feel like they've been bullied into like some sort of situation or something. Now, this may not be you, they might not feel that energy from you, that you did that or whatever. This may be what's going on with them. They might have been, they might have lost their apartment. They might have lost their home. They might have lost their job. There could be many things that this energy is, but it's possible that they feel dejected or rejected from you also. Okay. And now, they're a little pissed, is what I'm seeing with that snarly dog. So if they're not pissed at you per se, then they're kind of going through a little anger situation over this, whatever has happened to them that, has left them out in the cold, metaphorically. Okay. So their obstacles is, man, a couple things, because I got to look at this as two people that we're dealing with here. That's what I see. So for the first person, who very well could be an air sign, like I would almost hands down put them as an air sign for the wolf one. I could be wrong on that. It's possible they are fire, possible fire sign. Okay. Because these cards in this deck, they are kind of, even though it's air, there's a lot of fire in the pictures. We have fire here. She has swords here, but there's two candles, lit. There's the other one over there, so there's some fire, in these cards too, candles. So it could be an air sign or a fire sign is my guess on this. So for whoever this is, the one that is like more the wolf, I'll just keep saying, so that we can go back and forth. Again, their obstacle is like a victory with you. It's like they may feel like they don't feel that confident, that they are maybe smart enough to, handle you. They may feel like inadequate in that way. So they may be trying to really play up those parts of themselves so that they can appear that way to you. So that could be, it's some sort of obstacle for them, their confidence. Their confidence is an obstacle when dealing with you. So I think this person wears a mask with you and tries to keep up to your level, in order to keep getting the conquering goal. For the other person, their obstacle is wisdom, and truth and paying attention to that and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's like they feel like they know like that the passion is blowing away. It's going. It's that it's not what it used to be, and they have the wisdom to see that, but they don't quite know how to solve that. All right, so that is their obstacle with you. Now, an outcome we have here is the Knight of Swords. This is rushing in activity. Okay, now it is a sword, so it almost tends me to lean towards the sword person, the wolf. Okay, just like charging in, and like heading full force, and feeling now maybe they gained their confidence, maybe they overcame that obstacle, and they are coming forth for you. Okay, now for your other person, I have the Hanged Man here at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, with the King of Wands. So again, I think you may be dealing with a fire sign also. But the Hanged Man is about not knowing what to do, and just sort of, this one isn't looking at things from a different perspective, like in the typical Rider-Waite deck. This is just like feeling like they are like dying inside and they don't know what to do. Like they have no clue, and they feel like this is ending, and they don't know what to do about it, So I feel like that's what's going on with the situation. So unfortunately, I don't see any resolve here, that I can like tidy this up for you guys. I don't see, with these outcome cards, it's very much in limbo. You still, are not really, making a choice. This is about making a choice. So, I think you're getting there, but it hasn't quite happened yet. But this may help because this person is rushing in or possibly rushing away, but I could be rushing away too, but I tend to think that more rushing in, and trying to manipulate the situation to get what they want. Okay, so that I will leave there. Let's see. Let me pull a Romance Angel card for you guys. And I'm going to go into work too in just a minute, and finances and all those good things. Okay, so I have two cards for you for romance advice. Okay, so we have abundance. Okay, and we have within the next few months. Okay, that Hanged Man there and the choice. Remember, I said I just don't feel like this is going to get resolved right away. Do I think it's going to be the next few months? Nah, I think that's a little extreme. I think it will be sooner than that. I truly do, because I think that Knight of Swords is going to shake things up. I think you'll start seeing some turnaround of like clarity with this whole situation. I would say probably like the first week of July, maybe a little bit after that. Maybe could be well into July, but I think something's going to be changing. But we do have the card of abundance. So that is good, and that's romance advice, okay? And you do have within the next few months, which again, don't get hung up on months. I feel it is sooner than that, so, okay. All right, let's see. If anybody feels so inclined to timestamp this for me right now so that so that I don't have to go and wade through all these videos and do that, if you could timestamp 1840 for me in the comment section, I would highly appreciate it. That way I can get started on the work and career reading. So, which we will do right now for work and career for Gemini. Gemini, what's going on? Work, career, finances. Let's get some shuffles in here. Okay. Gemini's second part of June for work and career, finances, that sort of thing. Second part of June for work for Gemini. Okay, one more shuffle. Okay. All right. Okay. So you have an interesting one, Gemini. So, okay. So it looks like right now there's like a commitment in place that looks pretty strong to you. I'm going to say to you, you have a lot of Leo cards, that have shown up. So, but anyway, so with Strength and Four of Wands, I feel like there's the good possibility, that there is some sort of commitment, coming in with this, like a new company or new clients or something like that. I feel that it's very diversified as far as, where this place is or who this place is that you will be working for. So I think that's interesting. I think they're very accepting and diversified. So that could be very cool. The obstacles you have are a couple, they're very odd because they're very opposite energies. Okay. So your obstacles, this is about taking the time to like really meditate and think about things. Also, this person wears a cap with the sign of Cancer on his forehead. Okay, so if there's possibly a Cancer, that and respect and that gives good advice, that might be somebody to reach out to. But I just tend to think of this card as just really sort of understanding that you are in the center of everything. And I know that I'm going to get a little cosmic here, but there's a really cool saying, and I'm trying to remember what it is. It's about circumference, centered everywhere, circumference nowhere. I think that's what the quote is. But I'll explain what it means. It means like if you are centered, like everything that happens then all around you, it's like there is no ring, because if you are centered, then that all of that is just that's way too cosmic. I'm sorry. I get like on these things, and it's such a deep concept. I love it, but it's like I'm not articulate in explaining things. I'm very good at writing things. Like I could write a beautiful treatise on this right now, but it's like that I'm not good at articulating things. So maybe look that phrase up on Google. I bet you can find the quote. It's something like centered everywhere, circumference nowhere. I think that's what it is, but it's something close to that. So look that up because that came to mind and it's important. So, because that's your obstacle, all right, and that isn't your obstacle. That's your advice, to be that way. Because what this person has set up all these things, these options, and they're sitting flat in the middle and trying to decide what exactly it is they want. Okay, so it's about going inside and actually knowing what to choose. Okay, all right. The other obstacle is the Sun card, which is kind of the opposite of that because the Sun card is about action and activity and boldness, and it's not about being chill and meditating. And, so you have these two energies that are very interesting and opposing for your obstacles. So I would say, basically it's about both. So I think firstly, it's about going inside, choosing, knowing exactly, where you are in this whole picture, okay? And feeling that, knowing it, grabbing onto it, and then taking the action and having the boldness to go forth and do, what it is that you need to do. That's what I believe your obstacle kind of thinking is, okay? Now, your outcome is very interesting, but it gets better, but I'm definitely going to throw some clarifiers on this. Because, to me, this is something that looks really good, really awesome, all this kind of stuff. But your outcome is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, actually, let me look at it in this one, though, because this is a lot different than the Rider-Waite deck. So let me see. All right. So this is different. In the Rider-Waite deck, traditionally, the Eight of Cups is, which when I say Rider-Waite, that's like the typical, tarot deck, that you see a lot. So this is a different kind of pictorial though. So in the normal deck, the Eight of Cups to tarot readers means it's kind of like walking away from something, and it's like taking care of all you needed to do. You're done, and now you can walk and journey on, and you don't have any karmas about anything. I'm sorry, hold on, I've got a dismissal here on my screen. Okay. And that sort of thing. That's not what this picture to me is about, though. It's a completely different story to me. So this is about someone who has, again, they have neatly stacked their stuff. They have gotten everything in order, absolutely. But there's like this one thing, and it's like spilling into their lap practically. All right, this one cup, like all the other ones, all the tasks, all the emotions, all the everything, they have put into it. They've stacked. They've made this nice, neat little pile of cups, and there's like this one that's a little over here and one that is spilled. So it's kind of like there's just a little bit more to put into this. I do believe you're going to be off to a good start with a very large company soon. You have the Ace of Wands, you have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and then followed by the Knight of Pentacles, which is also a very good offer. Then you have the Chariot card, which is victorious, and you have the Eight of Wands, which is communication, movement. With the Chariot card and movement there, it could be something a little further away for you that you may have to carpool to, or not carpool, commute, commute a little ways, carpool, whatever. Or it could be actually literally travel involved in the job, or it could be actually moving to go take a better job. Whatever it is, it's a good company. It's strong with the Emperor there, and it's something that you will probably feel very passionate about, which I do see here too. There's a lot of fiery energy around everything here. But this Eight of Cups is a little odd. I'm going to kind of clarify it because honestly, with this deck, I don't get a really good, clear picture on it. And I think that's the point because, like the moon in the back, it's like kind of hazy. It's like being covered by like chemtrails. Okay. So it's sort of, like kind of, it's a little bit of a hazy card. So let me see what's going on here. It's a weird card. Very strange in this deck. Okay, what is the Eight of Cups, please, as the outcome for Gemini? It's the Eight of Cups. Okay, cool. All right, we'll take that. Okay, so it is the Star card. So the Star card, why would we get from the Eight of Cups to the Star card? Let me take a look at this, because that kind of, although it is an 8. Okay, all right. So I think, wow, it is really hard to nail that one now. Okay, either way, I will say this. The outcome, awesome. Okay, because again, you had really good cards at the bottom of the deck, and now clarifying this outcome card, I get the Star card. The Star card is about hope. It is about wishes coming true. It is a beautiful card. So this is like, and again, your energy here, this is good. This is a strong commitment. And again, with like, a diversified company and probably a large company of some sort. And, this is, it's great. It's really, really good energy. The Star card, this could be like, a dream job or something really awesome, or it could just be very healing for you. It could be the kind of work that makes you feel proud or, happy to do. That could be too. Now the Eight of Cups, I would say, for this, actually, I'm not going to go into, I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys, okay? Because that's what I'm going to do at this point. And, I'd love to sound super professional and pretend I have some spin on this and do that to you guys. But the truth is, I don't really get anything for this card. And I'm just being honest. That's why I pulled the clarifier. And I don't want to interpret it because it is your outcome. And I don't want to, keep, pretend like I know what it is when I don't. And it's not that I don't know what the Eight of Cups is as a tarot, I know what the Eight of Cups is as a tarot reader. I explained it to you earlier with the Rider-Waite deck. But in this deck, it's so much different. And I don't relate to the photo and I don't relate to the image. Maybe you do, so I will hold it up here closer so that you guys can inspect it and form your own opinions. I feel it's a very shadowy card and it's like hazy. That's what I feel, and that's why I think I'm not getting a good read on it. But I will say, again, I clarified it with the Star card. So I don't even honestly care about that card because this is, if it's clarifying that, it's very good. So things may be hazy. That's all I will say about it. But know that it's going to end up to this, okay, which is a very awesome outcome. You have a very good read. Let me pull a couple work advice cards. And let's see if that helps. Okay, for Gemini, work, and career. And I would also say too, for those of you who do know the tarot who are watching this, don't go by the typical Eight of Cups, description, because this isn't, it's a completely different vibe from that card, as you can tell. And it's not, I didn't feel like it was the Eight of Cups, like it would be in the Rider-Waite deck. So, okay, so let's see. Advice, please, for career and money, finances, things like that for Gemini in the second half of June. Okay. Oh, all right. 2. Okay, so we have 2 cards. Yeah, the moon, okay, which is hidden and a little foggy, all those kinds of things. That's awesome. And Archangel Jophiel, which is the ego card. So let's take a look at that. I think that is that the devil card? Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so we have the moon card first, okay, and that is, I'll read the words on here for you. Okay, it says important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, and release fears that hold you back. All right, I think that information is here. Okay, that is this was your obstacles, because where it says important psychic insights, that is like this card here, and release the fears that hold you back. That's what I was talking about, and like going inside and under, picking that one that's you alone, and then having the boldness to go out there and grab it and do it, and all of those kinds of things. And it does say events behind the scenes in this card, in the moon card. All right, and I think that may have something to do with that Eight of Cups, possibly. I'm not sure. But I think also, too, the events behind the scenes are a good thing. I don't feel like they are working against you in this particular instance. I think that the things going on behind the scenes are in your favor, okay? For the ego card, it says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things. Yeah, this must be the devil card, okay. And negative or fear-based thoughts. So this is probably the equivalent to the devil card in tarot. So, and I think these are common energies that we all go through. I mean, the name of the card is ego, for Christ's sakes, it's like, when are we not battling, our shadow self, or, our ego or whatever. So, it's just, and Geminis, I do see this a lot, with, Geminis, that they, with that false sense of entrapment, it's like, a lot of things happening or something, and it's not that you make them a bigger deal than they are. That's not what I mean to say. I don't know how to put this right, but it's just like, well, I mean, because you guys do have so much mental activity that, like, things coming in might appear bigger than they really are. I guess I'll say that, because you have so much that you're trying to accomplish and trying to figure out and analyze, and you have like this like sharp, fast mental acuity. It's just so much. And I think that can bring a false sense of entrapment. Another thing I notice a lot with Geminis, which I never understand why, is the self-esteem issue. Because Geminis are kick-ass. They are like some of the coolest people I know. They are strong, they are bold, they are super smart, like smart as a whip, clever, fast, funny, likable, sociable, pretty good looking most of the time, attractive, all those types of things. I mean, I just don't get it. But their self-confidence inside suffers. And, I don't know why that is for Geminis. I'm not, I don't know if that's a trait for all Geminis. I don't know. But I do see that a lot in the ones that I've known. And I have known a lot of Geminis in my life. And, it's always baffled me because I don't get it. To me, I don't see it. So I think that's where this is going with the false sense of entrapment. It's like, don't feel like you have no escape, or that you don't have the boldness, the self-confidence, all those types of things. You need to think about whatever problems are going on and then kick ass. That's what this is about. All right. It says also being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. So these are advice cards. So be sure to make sure you think positive, diversify your thoughts. I do see that with this Four of Wands and this commitment. But come on strong. You need to come on strong. You need to show your diversity and relish that also. Okay, that's uniqueness. All right. So I will leave it there. I'm going to go on, or otherwise, wow, I think I'll go on for another 20 minutes. So sorry, guys. So anyway, overall, very, very good work reading. And let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, if you like this, please, share, subscribe, any of that. Also down below the video is my information where I put my Facebook page, which if you sign up on that, that's where I notify when I do free one card tarot, which I do live on YouTube, sometimes twice a week, sometimes once a week, you know, whatever. But I always notify first on Facebook before I'm going to go live. So that would be a good idea if you want to be in tune with those. Either that or just subscribe here and hit the bell, and that it'll let you know there too. So, all right, guys, thanks, and have a good rest of the month. All right, bye.